so he's going to starting soon, should be up there. If you can check Pete or this fella here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on Twitch now. The podcast is streaming live.
Just don't show your balls like you can do the full show. Just show.
Alright. You gotta air them out, man. You gotta air them out. And it is Father's Day.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Nicole, buddy. Take it.
President Reagan.
And 24th. Skip ads? Ads and fucking dear, everybody's trying to make money. Oh. Okay. So I'm pretty much ready to go. What do you think?
Maybe. Hold on. I'm adding some birthdays in.
Who dies in the last plus is not right at the very end.
I don't want to spoil it.
It's aliens coming out.
Huh? Aliens, yeah, the aliens. It's not technically that. I'll check it out twice.
Look,
I was going to say it doesn't matter what birthday it is for the. Alright. I think we're good.
I'm dropping things.
Dropping frames.
7%.
Surfing porn. No.
I have asked them, but I will just send one message off to Judith here, just to remind them all again.
We've had a request to lower the music.
Oh shit. Okay. We'll do it right now.
Because they technically want to hear what we're saying. Well,
that'll kill that music, and we're going.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly?
I think we're just getting started.
Medic!
I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
He sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to episode 584 of your Overseas Connection podcast. Today is the 21st of June, 2020, which also coincidentally is Father's Day. So if you are a father, hopefully you are happy. So happy Father's Day. It all works together. I'm one of your hosts today, Greg Zalesi, gamertag Murphy's Law, OC_Murphy's Law on Twitter. Joining me today, two fine representations of fatherhood. Starting first to my right, only to my right, not to my left. We're starting with Pete Chin. Pete.
Hello, Greg.
You're looking very Kratos-like.
It's the bald head, isn't he?
It is a little bit. You actually have more color than Kratos, which that says a lot.
Maybe more like Odin. I just need to gauge my eye out to offer it to the gods.
I like it. Yeah.
No,
No.
more.
Okay.
Right, I ain't gonna cut my eye out. But anyway, thank you. Hello.
Yes, welcome to the podcast. Also joining us today, looking rather dapper in his Father's Day t-shirt, we have Mr. Robin Tate.
Hi everybody, how you doing? It's Robin Tate here. I am a father. I went out today and impregnated as many women as I possibly could find because I want to spread this glorious seed. Yes, today is the only day that people can get it for free.
Okay. Well, that got awkward. No. Thank you guys. It's Father's Day. Thank you for joining. For those in the chat, if you happen to be a father, congratulations. We are also very sorry. Fatherhood's a tough thing. Let's just talk about that real quick. Fatherhood, it's challenging because you are responsible for these little lives. They start to take shape. They start growing. They become these young adults. And if it's anything like my childhood growing up, I was obedient for a small period of time. And then I just started doing things on my own, having my own way. And I have to imagine being a father, especially during those 2 periods of time. And Robin, you're probably, well, Pete, you actually also probably know this pretty well. As you start getting older, that the parenting aspect really becomes important and probably is the hardest part of being a parent, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Good answer.
I know.
Solid. Yeah.
I know nothing about kids. Yeah, do you know what? There are days when you could strangle little nice small children, but as I said to Judith earlier on today, and it did come up because there was some other stuff going on with some family members at the moment, and it's been kids have been fantastic for us. They've made us.
Right.
Not the other way. Yes, we made a few of them, but the other ones, they've made us as a family and a family group. It is really tough. I can understand people losing the plot, losing it, and you do need to still carve out as best you can that minute or two. Time becomes so valuable. Free time with your spouse, partner, whoever it may be, it's vital to get that hour by yourselves. Kids, go away. This is our time. Go away. This is it. Go to your room, read a book, whatever it is. You need to do that. Do you get this? Do you get the stuff from a book? If you've had good enough parents, you can pick some of it up. Thankfully, some of us have, but a lot of it you learn on the job. And some of the kids we have test us to the limit, and I'm sure some other kids that are just birth with their birth parents test people to the limit as well. The kids that we have had have made us as a family. So, well done, all fathers and mothers out there. Yeah,
real quickly, Lord of the Manor throughout, having kids is the best and worst thing you will ever do. And honestly, that is spot on. It really is spot on because it is absolutely a gift, but it will test you. Do
Absolutely.
not be fooled.
Absolutely.
It changes your life forever, and there's no going back. Once you have kids, you are down a road that you will never turn back around and be able to get back off of. You are on that road forever.
Anyone says that they're tired without having kids, or they don't have time when they don't have kids, you haven't a clue. No idea. You're living in a fantasy world. Absolutely.
I think there's so many stages when you've got kids. I mean, when you're parent for the first time, you think, "Wow, this is really exciting," and then the sleepless nights come, and you feel exhausted, and you barely have that time. And I think that's a real good piece of advice, Robin, that you really need to have that time to segregate yourself from your children and go, right, this is our time between you and your partner, and to do your thing. And a lot of people fall into that trap where they don't do that. And it's an exhausting time, and you think all you hear from other people is it's going to get better. It will get better as they get older, and it will be less work. And
Nice.
why people say that? Why less work? Because as they get older, they get really excitable then, and they zap you of a different energy. So it's not your sleep; it's your physical. It's your physical energy when they keep you running around like headless chickens. And then there's the part when they get into the teens, and it's the emotional strain. And it's just
Well, okay, so let me just interject here. I think when people say that, really that is that's their way of trying to say, if you've raised your kids right, then it will get easier. But
Right.
because you fucked it up, it's not going to get easier. No, look, it really does get better. If you think about the relationships that you have with your parents, once you get out from underneath the thumb of the parent, you're out on your own. Typically speaking, at least my experience is most kids bond. They have a friend connection, if you will, almost with their parents.
yeah.
That's the great moment. That's that great transition where you're like, holy shit, my child actually made it. They grew up. I didn't kill them. They didn't set fire to anything, as far as I know. And we're good.
Yeah, but you're talking two different points of view. You're talking as a kid growing up and being 16 to 18 and getting away from your parents and doing those things. But as a parent, when they get to that age and they're doing those things, you're worried sick. You're worried that they're going to come back, and what they're going to come back with. Are they going to like with the police, or are they going to come back with any problems, or they're going to be beat up, or it's like out there. It's terrible out on those streets, and you do worry. Maybe not on your streets, Greg. It all seems lovely and sunny out there in California, but
It certainly is sunny. It certainly is sunny.
It is hard work bringing kids. It really.
No, it is. It is. So, I mean, look, again, we're just going to say it. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers.
Yeah.
Enough of this. Let's get into the podcast itself. Look, if you're just joining us for the first time, this is not a Father's Day podcast. This is a gaming podcast. We like to talk about video games. We certainly talk about our life, our experiences, the bad beer we drink, all kinds of things that we talk about. We do it every Sunday, 9 p.m. in the UK, 1 p.m. in the West Coast, 4 p.m. in the East Coast. And if you're that lone individual out in the central time zone, we usually start off right around 3 p.m. Hi, Kim. We are on Twitch. We're on Mixer. We're on YouTube. You can always watch the show in quote-unquote rerun. You also can watch the audio. So did I say watch the audio? Because you can't watch the audio. I suppose you could. But you can listen to the audio. We're on Stitcher. We're on iTunes. All those good places. So you can download it. Hit the gym, because gyms are starting to open back up. So put the podcast on your Bluetooth. Put your earbuds in. Go jog till you can't jog anymore. Listen to us there. We want to say happy birthdays. There's a couple happy birthdays. Jim Martin, we're celebrating his birthday today. Actually, technically not today, tomorrow. We're celebrating his birthday tomorrow. He turns, this is incredible, he turns 26.
Fuck off.
Sean Regan also celebrating a birthday. Sean, happy birthday. It is amazing. 31 never looked so good on somebody. And then I have to do the special shout out for my mother celebrating her 21st birthday, which is actually impossible for the record. No, she technically is celebrating her 80th birthday. So big shout out to my mom, Diane DeLacy. Happy birthday, Mom. And for all of you celebrating birthdays, we have this little jingle.
Happy birthday to you.
That's the king.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to
Yes,
you.
the king from Northern Ireland.
There were some inaccuracies in that, but we'll let it slide.
He is.
We'll
that's
let
where
it
he's from.
slide.
Yes, he's from that. He's from
No, he's
king. He's from Northern Ireland. That was just an accent.
The King of the North.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Hey, story time. Let's do it.
Hooray, story time. Hooray, story time. I'm so glad to be with you today.
All right. story time. Who's got stories to tell?
Mm-hmm.
Pete, I think you should talk first.
Yeah, I've had a busy week.
Okay, thanks, Pete. Let's get back to Robin. Robin, what have you been doing this past week?
Oh, don't do that to him. Come on.
No, come on, Pete. Let's hear it.
He's so insecure anyway. Come on.
I know. He's so fragile.
Insecure.
All right, Pete, what have you been doing? Come on, let's hear it.
Right. Family time. I've had my son yesterday after 3.5 months of not seeing him. I've only spoke to him on the phone, so it was an emotional moment yesterday.
Now, did you see him through the glass, or was it just his shadow?
Dear.
No, tell me, Pete. Come on. So, how did it go down? It was a big day. I mean, you have not seen your kid for quite some time. So
he's grown all of this hair. He had it looked like a little miniature version of Jesus. He was just got his hair. Oh my god. Well, anyway, I'll give him a big, massive squeeze. We've spent a great day together, and we just bullshitted and just played video games. We didn't do anything else. You can't really go anywhere anyway. We just spent time together. I put the phone aside. Didn't talk to anyone else, and just spent time with him. It was just it was ace. I loved it.
Good.
Couldn't describe it.
Well, that's good.
Away. Yeah, but a few things go on as well this week. My boiler's broke. Which
sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Penicillin for that? What do you do for that?
Now, come on, that's a bit rude. I mean, you're not even married to her yet.
Come on.
Robin Tag. It's broke. So I've got no heating and hot water. I got a heating engineer in, and they said it was the circuit board. So I'm just getting my other friend just to.
Oh, it's always a circuit board. Always new PCB. Oh, new PCB.
I know. Well, I used to be an electrician, so I'm going to get the parts. Hopefully, I can get them tomorrow, and I'm just going to do it myself. So that's one good thing. I had another fail as well this week. I ordered some sleepers for making some steps in the garden.
Okay.
And they apparently they said
hold on. Let's take a step back. You're talking gibberish to me right now. What is a sleeper?
A sleeper is
an assassin.
A long wooden 250 mil by 150 mil wooden plank.
Okay, let's explain to the young boy here doesn't really know. A sleeper is something that old railway lines used to be laid on. A railway sleeper is the correct term. So before they were on concrete beams, they were on like wooden things, and it's a railway sleeper. Sorry, Pete.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was just going to say that. I just described its size.
Too fucking slow.
Oh God, we're here for an hour and a half. We're not going to quit.
No bloody quiz, slacker.
Anyway, so I ordered some sleepers. They didn't turn up, so I was completely pissed off about that. But there we go. I bought Resident Evil 3, which is
okay.
I was a bit dubious whether to buy it or not. I definitely didn't want to play the remake of number 2, but I just thought number 3. Okay, I played that, but I wasn't too nostalgic about that game. So I just thought I'm just gonna give it a shot and see. I wanted to keep number 2 where it was. I didn't want to play the remake, but I bought number 3, got it off eBay for just under 30 quid. So it's a bit of a bargain because the Smelly Shop I think they're paying out £26 for it. So as soon as I've got it out of the way, I'm just gonna trade it in. But I've got to obviously play Alan Wake as well first. So there we go.
Obviously, you've got to play that first. Obviously.
Yeah. Well, I've got to because Biscotti bought me the disc, Biscotti Monster, and I'm like, I feel bad that I've not played it yet. And I subscribed to Audible this week. If anybody knows me, I hate reading. I hate reading.
Okay.
Well, this is perfect for you. And Robin and I
experts,
both huge Audible fans.
Yeah.
Kim, a big Audible fan, so we have all kinds of recommendations we can give you. I think we just start. There's a couple that I'm thinking, but Arisen kind of want to throw you into that.
Maybe Mountain Man, he would relate to that too, you know?
Yeah. That's if you're in for zombies.
Okay.
Or
if
good
you
sci-fi.
want good sci-fi.
Well,
I was just start pulling up Audible while we're talking about it.
Oh, yeah, no, we'll give you a list. We'll give you a list.
Yeah, we'll give you a list. We'll give you a list after the show.
Yeah.
All right.
Hang on. It's all right. So I got this book when I went to Bulgaria, Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman.
Yeah.
And because I really struggle with reading, I really struggle with reading, and I brought this like 2 years ago, a year ago. Anyway, I just got to about the first. I did the first 3 pages, and I started to fall asleep. I just can't do it. I can't break down lots and lots of text. So that was the first one I've downloaded. I'm gonna listen to that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's been.
By the way, you also, I don't know if you know about this, it's a separate app to your Audible subscription. But if you have physical books that you want to have read aloud to you, you just ask Shell to read to you.
Okay. I didn't know boys could read.
And Dora opened the door to the house. Peter was inside painting. And Scruff, the dog, came in. It was a lovely day.
There you go.
That's the sort of book you get read, Pete.
No.
Oh, okay.
You're welcome.
Do you know what? Wait till
I love you. Oh, I'm glad you're cutting out. That's great.
Yeah, I know.
Gotta say,
Robin.
I'm dropping a few frames tonight, so forgive me. I don't understand why. But when we're on that theme, big props to Mark and Kim, the hot Kim. Last week, the power went out completely here, and there wasn't. It was a heavy sky, and there might have been thunder around and lightning somewhere, but for some reason, our whole blocks and blocks went out. And because of the way I get my Wi-Fi, the 4G antennas, which I get my Wi-Fi through, must have went down for longer because I didn't have my 4G back for nearly 24 hours. So well done, Mark and Kim, because you sort of picked up seamlessly after I just completely disappeared. So thanks for that. Hopefully that power will not fail again. I was talking last week about should I buy an Echo Show from Amazon or should I buy the Google version for Home Hub. I have went ahead and ordered the Echo Show. Isn't here yet. They were out of stock, so I think it should arrive on Tuesday. So I'll update you on that. And last week I also talked about Naked Wines, and my first big box has arrived now. I had my first 6 a while back, and I loved them. With a 30 quid box, and I got a baker's dozen. I got 12, and they give me another free one because the way they work it is like you're classified as an angel, so you lodge like 20 quid a month, Greg. It sort of goes against your account, and they use that money to help small vineyards and they help them to support it. It's like a cooperative almost sort of thing. So my 13 bottles has arrived. The 6 that I had were fabulous. It's everything. Oh, now Judith is she likes white, so it's all white. So it's from all over the world, and every bottle that we had of the 6 was fabulous. And I've got their bottle of 12, which is the readers or members' absolute favourites. So yeah. So it's a good deal and it's nice stuff. So if you like a bottle of wine, it's very, very good. And if you want to try this, there's a $29.99 box that you get for 6 quid. Oh, sorry, with 6 bottles. And if you want it, I think I can get you some more money off. So if you're interested in that, let me know. So anyway,
all right. Robin is just a wine drug pusher.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, we're done not talking about books, but I want to talk about something that I absolutely love, and it has been part of my life since way back, since my love of science fiction and games and all the other bits and pieces. And I was farting about on Amazon Prime on the video, and up popped The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy Special Edition. Now the Hitchhiker, so this is the original TV series from the 80s. 1981 to be exact. There was only 6 episodes, and it's a cult following. And there was the movies and the books and the audiobooks and blah 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 blah. And what makes this so special is, as well as the 6 of those, there's about 30 little extras. There's 2 or 3 different documentaries of the making of and behind the scenes. There's outtakes, stuff I've never ever seen before. Interviews with Douglas Adams, God bless his heart, he died goodness, nearly 20 years ago now. When he was quite a young man. He was just early 50s. Lived in Los Angeles. Had a heart attack in the gym. So very, very, very interesting. £5.99. All 6 episodes and all little. I actually counted them. There's 30 little extras with that. And that's really. If you're a Hitchhiker's fan at all, you'll love this. So that'll be a big recommendation. And sadly today, that's it. Holidays are finished. We got an email in from one of the Airbnb guys in Malta to say, hey, what are you going to do? Are you thinking about going? Because our flights had all been cancelled and we were sort of living in hope that it would come back. That hasn't. And and a month or so ago, Airbnb were giving us like 50% refund, and we've paid 50%, so we would get nothing back. Anyway, they've changed their policy, and we could get 100. And when I checked today, after this guy prompted me, we've now got 100% refund. Now,
good.
We had 2 properties we were going to in Malta. The refund is a bit of a catch. It's not a complete refund. Right. It's a credit on the Airbnb site, which I don't mind. I don't mind. But so, it'll go towards something next, as long as we use it by the end of next year. So there's about $2,000 now of a credit for Airbnbs for next year, which might put America back on the cards again. If you would stop fucking it up for me and burning it down, please stop. Catch us. I want to go to Tennessee and see some statues. Please let there be some statues in Tennessee.
Slightly modified statues, Rob.
No Malta. In fact, even this weekend, today, I shouldn't be here. I should be on my way back from London after seeing Elizabeth in our wee pad. That was supposed to be on Friday. We were supposed to be with Her Majesty the Queen. But, that'll happen next year now. So, so wine, getting ready for stuff, busy week. Bit of gaming this week, funny enough, too. So, we can talk about that. One question. Your yard sale. What was the best thing in your yard sale? Because we don't have yard sales here. I'm inviting people in.
I wanted to ask about that. So do you guys do yard sales at all? Is that a thing at all?
No. We have car boot sales.
Okay, so you selling stuff out of your car boot?
Yeah, well, it's in a designated place, normally a field somewhere. With a bunch of cars on it, but it's not. Yeah, we don't do yard sales at all.
Do you know what? That's why I never sold anything, Pete. All these people kept on looking in my window with their dick out. What was that? Where was I? That's dogging. Fuck, car boots. Christ, I got that wrong. Damn it. Easy mistake to make.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a thing. It's not as common in big cities, obviously, because they don't have the space for it. But when you're out in like suburb areas, I mean, we open up our garage. We put all the stuff that we want to sell out on tables. Now, mind you, some people, when they do yard sales, they're really junk sales. They're trying to get people to come by and buy all the stuff that broke. We actually don't believe in that because I don't want to buy somebody else's broken junk. So when we do a yard sale, there's stuff that we just don't use anymore. It's still good. It's still quality. And it's stuff that sometimes the charities around here won't take. So for instance, like I had a Nighthawk router that I threw out into the yard sale for $40.
Wow. Okay.
It's a good deal. If you need a router, there you go. You had a Nighthawk router that you could buy for $40. But yeah, so it's just a collection of all kinds of different stuff. There's kitchenware stuff. There was yard stuff, like yard equipment. We had kids' toys from my son that he just wasn't using anymore, or we just, he kind of aged out. Pictures, a whole bunch of pictures that we were getting rid of. We just weren't part of our decor anymore. So a lot of stuff that was just taking up a lot of space in our garage, we're just like, get rid of it. So
you have to be ruthless. Yeah, absolutely.
So are you out there chilling, like by your garage, or are you got an honesty box there?
No. We're out there. So it's literally in our front yard. So right now I'm making money because my wife is out there hard at work selling for me as we speak, which is great. Nice. Yesterday we made about $400.
Wow.
So so you could, again, as long as you clean it up, you just don't throw it out there looking like it's broke, and it's good quality stuff. And people will buy it. So
nice.
Yeah, I'd rather get $400 back than like so we have different charities out here. We have the Salvation Army and we have Goodwill. Those are kind of the two primary charities that are in our area. Goodwill, they take in charitable stuff. The problem is they resell it in the Goodwill stores, which are basically discount outlet stores. So you're not really helping out a lot of people that are in need with Goodwill. They have a store that they provide stuff at severely undercut prices to people, but it's all used stuff. So Salvation Army is a little bit better. They do donate and give stuff out to people, but
what about those people that go around and cut garages open, like the storage places, Storage Wars and all that there? I mean, do they not come around and buy stuff? No, is that not happens all the time in America? Is that?
It does happen. So Cindy had a bunch of jewelry that was just like cosmetic jewelry that she was just. I mean, it was kind of in her eyes now crap, long past. She was never going to wear any, use anymore. And these guys came by and they just bought a bulk of it for $40.
Wow.
And just basically dumped it into bags. Turns out the guy makes his own jewelry, so he melts down all of the metal and then reuses it. Makes his own jewelry out of it. So things like that happen all the time. And you also hear crazily, the people that find like the autographed baseball by like Joe DiMaggio or something, years and years and years past at a garage sale for like $1. And it turns out it's worth thousands, that kind of thing. So that's why you get a lot of people at garage sales looking for that kind of gem.
Wouldn't it be nice?
It would. But anyway, yeah, so that's it. By the way, Mark wanted me to let you know, he sent me a private message. Phone update, still loves it.
What?
Android for the win.
No way. Yeah. He was trying to type stuff the other day and it came out all wrong. That can't be right. Good.
Hey, I forgot one thing as well from your recommendation, Greg. I watched Ozark.
Yes.
I'm on season 2.
Yeah, how are you liking it?
It's really good.
There's
been one boring episode yet. I've really enjoyed it. It's really, really good.
It's interesting. I'm into season 3 now, about halfway through it.
Yeah.
There's a theme with it, and I will say another video game that has come out recently. To me, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but there are some dangers of when you hunt the monster, you become the monster, if you know what I mean. And so that's I think a common theme these days, both on our political landscape and in our entertainment landscape, and that's bearing fruit. Hey, let's talk about video games since we're starting to talk about games.
Okay, video games you want to talk about? You want to talk about video games? Really? You really want to talk about video games? Well, I think that's a really, really, really good thing to talk about.
Today I feel like playing computer games.
I was stalling.
Today I feel like playing computer games.
We know, Robin. We know you're stalling. All right, Pete. Can you do your best, Kim?
Oh,
your very best, Kim.
Oh, alrighty, folks. Right, monthly freebies.
Kim's voice got really deep.
Right. Yes.
All right, hold on, Pete. Pete, I'm going to just tell you right now, you need to speak into the microphone. That's why you're cutting out.
Is it that bad? Okay.
Yes.
Is this better?
Much better.
Okay. We've got Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, available from June 1st to June 30th. Coffee Talk, and that's gone.
Nope, it's still there. June 16th.
Oh, July
15th.
Yeah. Did you not study this beforehand?
Hey, listen. Shh. Destroy All Humans has definitely gone. Sign Mora is available till the end of the month. Warhammer has gone. I'm sorry to say. PlayStation Plus, COD, World War II, and Star Wars Battlefront 2. Twitch Prime games. We've got Forsaken Remastered, Observer, Project Warlock, Steel Rats, The Flame in the Flood, Dream Daddy, and then Stadia Pro. We've got The Elder Scrolls Online, Super Hot, Panzer Dragoon Remake, Get Packed. That's different to what Rob put the other week. Little Nightmares, Power Rangers, Battle for the Grid. So that's pretty much our monthly freebies. Not got much time left, have we?
No, we're almost into July. This year, it's weird. It's been going by so. It feels like going by slowly, and then in just a blink of an eye, suddenly I'm like, wait, we're already almost through June.
Yeehaw.
It's sad though, because right now normally we'd be getting excited, or we'd be in the post hype. Really, it would be in the post hype of E3, and we have a little bit of that, but it's just so different. And this is the reason why, again, I say keep E3. I still say it's relevant. I still say it makes this time of year exciting. It gives us something to look forward to. So for the love of God, video game companies and publishers, support E3. Let's bring it back. Fuck Jeff Keighley and his Summer of Games thing, because that has been boring as shit and has not been exciting. So let's kill his power grab, get back on board with having a show focused in on video games that is, it's hyped. There, I've said my piece. Okay, let's talk about what we've been playing. Let's start. Robin, why don't you talk about one of the games you have been playing?
What was I playing? Oh, yes. Okay. Those things. Well, let's get one of them up and get them out of the way. Because it's so trendy and so right up there, you know, because it's Torchlight 2. And Torchlight 2 is a very old game. It came out on PC many moons ago. And what put me in the mood for Torchlight 2, I'm a big Diablo fan, as people sort of will know. And I'd never played this. And Minecraft Dungeons, I completed it last week. Had a good old time with it. And I thought, I'm going to give this Torchlight thing, which is here and available, a good old whiz. And let me tell you, Torchlight 2 is lots of fun. It is a dungeon crawler. It is very like Diablo. It's not just as refined as Diablo, but that's okay, because it was always a cheaper title. So it's a loot grinding power up fest, and you know, as you go along, you get you can be different styles of character, like a heavy, an archer that stands back, a magician, so you can upgrade your spells and all, and your armor, constantly always looking for the better thing, and the monsters get bigger and better. And there's some good humor in this. One of the levels I had to go was onto like an old pirate ship, sort of a hidden level, and it was you fought off One-Eyed Willie, which is from, of course, the Goonies. So it was the pirate ship, like in that sort of setting, and you had to fight One-Eyed Willie at the end of it all. So it's very self-aware that way. A bit more cartoony than Diablo, even though Diablo is quite cartoony anyway. But yeah, do you know what? Torchlight 2, very, very solid dungeon crawling game, and would thoroughly recommend anybody that has dipped their toe into this style of thing with Minecraft Dungeons and enjoyed it. This is a very cheap way into it. Well, Diablo would be as well. Diablo is the big daddy. Now, even with me being a Diablo fan, it's one of those games where there's not a lot of tutorial. Yes, there is a lot of, so there is sort of help, but you sort of learn as you level up. There's so many different things to level, so many different little parts of the menu and things you can do, and there isn't a direct tutorial for those directly. It probably is hidden away somewhere if you go on to look at it, but it's the sort of thing where you look at all this stuff at the beginning and you go, oh my god, this is really complex, and as you play you get to know, and it becomes very familiar, and the control system and the way you navigate the menus becomes very, very quick and familiar to you. So I know it's an older title, but you know, again, Minecraft Dungeon, Diablo, if you're hungry for that sort of thing, go for it. And I
think I was going to say, Robin, I think both these games, you know, Torchlight and Diablo, they share a lot of DNA. I want to say the developers of Torchlight are former Diablo developers.
Maybe.
I could be wrong. But I mean, if you look on it, they have the whole strength and mana stuff. So I mean, you know, they borrow heavily, or I should say Torchlight borrows heavily from Diablo, since Diablo is obviously the original.
And Minecraft Dungeons, pretty much the same, called different things, but the same idea.
Right.
No,
yep.
Yeah. But
The one thing I love Torchlight does that I haven't seen, I think, in either of the other games, is they invented the pet that comes with you. And the great thing about the pet, though, is you can send the pet with all of your junk back to town and sell it without having to leave the dungeon. So it can be super helpful and handy when you start, you're just stockpiling all kinds of crap as you're going through gathering it all.
I have a very, very vicious chihuahua.
A vicious chihuahua?
Yeah. The most ridiculous pet I could possibly see, and there've been lovely things. I mean, you can add temporary spells to your pet, so you can transform it into a werewolf or a big spider for 5 minutes, stuff like that. So my little chihuahua is like the rabbit from the Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It can really get stuck into those guys. So it's a good thumbs up for a dungeon crawler if you're hungry for that sort of thing. So
all right, well, let's go from one dungeon crawler to another dungeon crawler. And I'm not saying, Pete, you're a dungeon crawler. I'm talking about Minecraft Dungeons. You've been playing quite a bit of that, I hear.
I've really enjoyed this game. I can't put it down. I don't know what it is. It's not my type of game normally. But I played it yesterday again for a few hours with my son, and I thought that he was going to struggle with this at first. It was only until we got a little bit later into the game and it started to ramp up in difficulty, and he'd end up running over the other side of the map and covering himself up pretty much, and I'd have to do all of the killing first before he'd come back out, and I still managed. I thought it would be a lot harder having two players. I thought there would be a lot more enemies that spawn, but I've still managed to do it. And you know what? This game it's something else, man. It's really cool. I've not managed to play it online yet, but as a local co-op game or playing it offline, there's plenty to do. I've got used to enchanting all of my armor and my weapons, and got used to the different you can add 3 onto your inventory, so that there are things that aid you, like the flaming arrows, or whether it's regeneration of health, or you get these things that you can pick from, and it's just an amazing game.
It is. It's good.
It's just open to all ages, and you can play the game, just with your kids as well, and it's just great, man. I can't.
So, have you picked up the charm yet? The thing that you get a dog or a llama or a wolf?
Yeah, I used both. I had both of them on the spitting llama.
Oh wow, very good.
Yeah, and the dog.
And how far in are you, Pete? I mean, are you at the end of it?
No, I've had to play this over again, and I've not looked on the internet to see how many levels there are. What is the last stage? But I've heard someone talking about it, that there's some secret levels, and I've not unlocked those. I don't. But I'm playing Desert Temple at the minute, and there's Fiery Forge.
Yeah,
and
well, the map thing that you see of the island, that's it. That's the main thing. So as you go to the top right mountain, that's sort of the last sort of big level there. But it looks like they're going to add more stuff to this. So yeah, that's
the bottom.
Yeah, it's good.
Is it Island Homes or something that they're going to add? Yeah. Anyway, I've played Desert Temple. I've got to complete Fiery Forge, and then I unlock something like High Block Halls or something like that. Anyway, I've replayed it because I played it with my son yesterday.
Okay.
And even just the replayability of it, I've enjoyed it. I've not got bored of it. It was class. It's good fun.
I really need to dive back into this. I haven't really spent a lot of time with Minecraft Dungeons at all.
I've played it mostly solo, so I would love to play group up. So Peter, I mean, if you are doing it, send me a message, WhatsApp message, or people, if you want to play this, Twitter me. You can Twitter it. I'd love to, because it's good fun. Okay. It's good.
It's got to be like Gauntlet, a big polished Gauntlet.
Yeah. Which is so again. I've finished this and I went on to Torchlight. You need to finish this, take a little break, and then go on to Diablo, Pete. Because if you like this, and yes, this is familiar because it's Minecraft.
Right.
Diablo is so slick, so polished, so fantastic. This is very well polished, very, very good piece of game software. But Diablo is the professional version of this. It really is.
Okay.
Very cool. Yeah. So, good. Good.
All right. So I guess we'll go to me. I'm actually going to go these reverse order, Robin. So, and this is not going to be. There's going to be zero spoilers to this. So I just want to talk about this real quickly. The Last of Us 2.
Spoiler.
I
fucking about.
obviously.
Go on. Spoiler.
Yeah,
fucking
no
about.
spoilers. No spoilers at all. I decided, I wasn't going to be buying this game.
Sorry, just let people know on the.
because
Sorry, just let people know on the video. It is spoiler free that
Right.
I'm showing right now.
Yes, and there will be no spoilering of the story at all.
Everybody dies.
Because I think the story of The Last of Us 2 is probably the saving grace to it. And I shouldn't say it that way. This is a sequel to The Last of Us. It feels very much from everything, and I've watched because I basically said I'm not going to be getting a PlayStation 4 just to play this. Next gen's right around the corner, so I opted to say, screw it. I'm just going to go ahead and watch a gameplay run through of this game. I am over 2/3 of the way through the game, and I will just say this. For those that are excited for The Last of Us 2 because you love The Last of Us, you're going to enjoy this game, I think. It gives you everything The Last of Us did. It all seems very familiar. So that, I suppose, for some can be a negative. For some, I think it'll absolutely be a positive because it's a lot of the same gameplay tropes that the original had. They bring back into this game. It is dark, and that's the one knock I think it's getting in the media, and I understand it. It's very dark. It's grim. There's not a lot of sunshine, fun, happy, friendly moments to this game. That is,
sorry, can I ask you? Because
Yeah.
I've heard people saying this as well. So you say it's dark, as in it's dark that the zombies are ripping everybody apart, or it's dark because it's I don't know what the relationships are dark, or just everybody dies dark, that sort of nasty crap.
I don't want to get into
all right,
dying or not dying.
All right,
but
okay.
what I will say is this: is that the world is a shit. It's a shitburger, right? We knew this from the first game. Nothing has changed in the second game. It still is very much a shitburger of a world, and unfortunately, the characters you're interacting with. God, how to put this in again? I want to be clear. I don't want to spoil anything. The choices that are being made in the game are, in a sense, there's a lot of choices being made for you that I think, as players, as people, as human beings, a lot of us would not opt to make those choices. Yet, for the characters involved in the game, and this is not just talking about main characters, it's talking about sub characters. There's choices and consequences to those choices, and it just feels like it's just so far out there in some ways to me as just a person. But then again, we have been going through this really tough time right now of just brutal settings of real life. I think that's what also is giving a lot of people a moment of pause and a moment of like, God, I don't know if I can play this. So there are some twists in the game. Some you will see coming, some you will not, and you'll be like, oh, okay, interesting twist. It's well acted. It looks gorgeous. The environmental stuff they do, all of the settings are great. So they paint a dark picture on purpose, and it comes through.
Would it make a good movie?
Yeah, 100%, and that's actually why I decided to watch this. There's I forgot the guy's name that did the gameplay thing, but he basically made a cutscenes only version of it. Part 1 is over 10 hours long. Now, granted, his cutscenes are not just cutscenes, but also some of the walking moments where a lot of Naughty Dog games have walking moments where characters you're still in control of your character, but you're walking and talking with them. it does make for some funny moments because you're having this very casual conversation, but you'll see like Ellie running around the screen trying to collect stuff, and yet the casual conversation is still kind of happening. But anyway, so yes, I think this would have made a fantastic movie if done right. I was never, and we know this from my previous experience with The Last of Us, I wasn't thrilled with the gameplay of the original The Last of Us. I'm happy to report that there's no knife blocks and need to collect the knives. So there's that. So I won't be complaining about that. But you know, overall, just in terms of in your own headspace, if you are, you know, kind of, you know, Jason talked about in our chat, talked about kind of being a little bit on the, you know, not wanting to play because of just the current, you know, vibe and stuff that he had been going through. I totally understand that. And I would say to anybody that if you are tired of the post-apocalyptic setting, this is going to do nothing to alleviate that. And it will make it more depressing, to be perfectly honest, if you are one that's going to be easily influenced by seeing some real graphic stuff happen, because this game does not hold any punches. There's just, it just feels like a lot of nasty, and then I'm gonna stop it at that.
Okay.
I don't want to sway anybody from not playing this game. If you like The Last of Us,
it looks beautifully grim. Funny enough, I just finished. This is The Last of Us. Was it early this year? Mm-hmm. Is that really bad of me? It does look.
No,
yeah,
I did the same. I completed it this year as well.
Yeah, so I mean, it looks beautifully grim, but it doesn't look that different. So, but the strength of it was always the story. I agree with you with the gameplay. You know, it played really, really well, but it was heavy or clunky or not clunky. You know, there was you got used to it, but you know, it wasn't the most nimble of characters to move around. But it does, you know, it's a fantastic piece of work, and I'm sure this is too. And
it does lean in heavily on the stealth mechanics in the first half, at least, of the game. So there's a lot of look in almost every stealth game out there. You can kind of usually cheese the AI. This game's no different. It's unfortunate that is the case, and I say that just because it you see the repetitiveness in terms of kind of how you approach the enemies and encounters. You can do the same thing, repeat and rinse, and that's the way you'll get through this game.
It's going to be interesting to hear from members of the community that do they agree with the, you know, like these 100%, and because I don't agree that any game is, you know, a 10 or 100%.
Well, I think that also goes to the comment of, does a 10 mean perfect or not? That, you know, that's the big debate, and I would suggest a 10 doesn't mean perfect. A 10 should just mean this is, you know, one of those elite
you have
games
to play it.
That you should really want to play it, unless it's not your jam, obviously. But yeah, it's a seminal piece of game, and it is a cut above everything else. Yeah. So that's a 10 to me. There is no perfect game because there are no games out there that do not have 100% no glitches, no funniness that happens within the gameplay mechanics. They always have something. So you can't say there's something out there that
it took storytelling in games to a whole new level. So
yes, yeah. and this follows that same line. The Last of Us 2.
Yeah. Let's keep it as light as we can then with that, because
absolutely.
we don't want to take anything away from anybody else.
Let's go.
This is going to be my next purchase. This is. I'm going to buy this. I think you'll enjoy it.
I think I'm going to wait to the PS5. That taco looking thing.
Yeah. Hardly chances you're going to wait until you can pick it up second hand. And I think I'm going to buy this like straight away. I was going to buy it on Saturday, and I thought, no, I want to get Resident Evil out of the way. I don't think the price difference will be that much in the next couple of weeks, but I'm just going to buy it. It's Mark's fault. All Mark's fault. He got me into it.
There's two or three people I know in England have bought this for their PS4s now, and I can hear their machines when they're playing it here in Northern Ireland.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It definitely, my understanding is, it definitely pushes them. It's a graphical showcase, It is gorgeous to look at. So if you like the eye candy, this game is not going to disappoint at all. Let's shift gears though.
Okay, here we go.
Let's move
go
out
to the sea.
from the shadows into the deep blue. Robin, let's talk about Beyond Blue.
Yes, we will. Okay, so Beyond Blue is something I've had my eye on now for over 2 years. Met the developers at EGX 2 odd years ago, and this is a side project from that wonderful David Attenborough series. What's it called? The ocean thing. Damn it. Please help me. I had it in my head, now I've lost it.
Not sure what you're referring to.
Sorry?
Blue Planet.
Blue Planet, yes, because I went to the live show of it as well. Damn it, I can't think of it. Anyway, so let me see if we get some action going on here. We seen it at EGX last year and the year before, and it kind of looked like it was pretty much ready to go. So they've been. It came out a while back on PC, and now it's on Xbox, and it's not terribly expensive. It's not but it's about what, I don't know, 20 quid or 25 quid, something like that. And it is beautiful. It is gorgeous. So the idea is, there is some sort of story going on. I've played it for quite a bit last night and today. And the story is, you are this girl called Myra. You're in a submarine sort of thing. You are a scientist, and you're going out trying to document the creatures that are under the sea, and trying to listen to whale song and record whale song. Anyway, the game is... There's not much game to this game, okay? On the screen right now, it shows you go out to your swimming, your dive, your session, and you go out and you sort of tune in with this device, sounds, underwater sounds, and then you go and find out what the sounds are, and you swim along and you find a school of whales, and you scan them. So you scan Mr. Whale 1, Mr. Whale 2, and maybe you stick a tag on its fin. You have a little drone that flies out from underneath your arse, because there's nowhere else it couldn't be anywhere else on your body apart from in your arse. So if you want to scan something closer, you fire this drone, which is about half the size of you. And you go and examine the dolphin or the shark or whatever a little bit closer. So as you scan the schools of dolphins, maybe there's 48 of these, it counts down as you scan the dolphin, scan the crab, scan the whale, scan the shark, blah blah blah. And then you get back into the submarine, and there's things you can pick up and look at. You can sort of walk around a little bit, and then you sit down in the seat and you talk to the team back at base. You phone your sister about your mother's dementia. Some really weird stuff. They're trying to shoehorn some sort of story into this here.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's beautiful. It's lovely. The old game that I really loved, and the gameplay has nothing to do with it, but Issey Miyake, about the little Eskimo girl whizzing through the thing, and it as you unlock certain parts, it unlocked some documentary stuff. Well, this does the same thing here as well. So some extras that didn't make the main show with David Attenborough appear into this here. So there's documentary stuff that unlock, and there's about maybe 30 or 40 films that you unlock to watch as well, about the behaviours of sharks and whales and stuff. And it's lovely. If you're into this sort of thing, it's chill. So you just go around and I'm scanning fish, I'm scanning a little crab, I'm swimming in a little cave, I've got a beautiful arse. It's really nice. That sort of stuff.
She is rather fit.
Yeah. So, there's an octopus there. Look, hello, octopus. I'm very nice.
Shark action.
Yeah. So, no, nothing eats you. I mean, there is some sort of conspiracy, some weird sound going on in it. That maybe it's
okay.
I don't know, oil, people drilling oil or something going on, some conspiracy. But I can't imagine there's going to be anything bad happen to this. It's a lovely nature game. And so if you like swimming around the sea and seeing beautifully rendered sharks, as we can see right now, if you're watching this in the video, Yeah, you do that. It's gorgeous. Would I recommend spending 20 odd quid on this, 30 quid if you weren't into this? No. But if you like all the nature stuff, and yeah, do it. It's nice. Yeah. So a C. If I was giving it a grade, it would be a definite C. I can't imagine this being too long. Hardly Dan finished it already, but then again, you can't really say anything about Hardly Dan finishing a game because it could be 40 hours long and he finished it in no time whatsoever.
Yeah.
But I can't see this being anything longer than sort of 4 or 5 hours. Really, I really can't. Anyway,
it's funny that you brought this game up, Robin, and I don't know why I didn't mention this earlier in our kind of what we've been doing. But for some reason, I've been attracted to shark movies of late. And not good shark movies.
Sharknado?
I don't know. No, not that bad. I have not gone the Sharknado route. However, earlier in the week, I started up the movie 47 Meters Down Uncaged.
What?
And I got like maybe 20 minutes into that movie. And when I realized it was about blind great whites because they were trapped in this underground cavern, I just derailed from me. And so I couldn't do that. And then yesterday,
blind great whites. Oh my goodness, poor things.
Yes. Megalodon. I fired up Megalodon, and
dear.
I made it like 5 minutes into that movie. I mean, the credits had just rolled, and the Russian sub, spoilers. I'm going to spoil this movie for everybody. In the first 5 minutes, a Russian sub gets attacked by the Megalodon, and it bites like it in half. And I just was no, I'm fucking out. I can't do this. I don't know why though. I've been attracted to these movies.
Jaws.
I know. I grew up with Jaws. I've seen Jaws thousands of times. I know,
but you can't.
So I'm like hoping. I know, but I'm hoping there's going to get that next one.
Okay,
and it's
Sharknado.
Sharknado.
Or the fake one of the kids in the pool. Don't go in the pool. Don't go in the pool. Yep. Look that up, Peter. If you've never seen Don't Go in the Pool.
Dan says Sharknado 2 is the best. So there we go. Sharknado 2 is apparently on my future watch list.
I would say don't go in the pool. That's about the Californian kids at the pool party, and they keep going in. They go in the pool, and there's a shark in the pool, and they get eaten. But they keep on going back into the pool. It's okay if we stay still. It'll not get us. They go in the pool. Yeah, it's very, very good. Yeah. Don't go to the pool.
Teflon 12 just asked, why would I put myself through this? I don't know. I have no good answer to this.
It's that game you played. It was the game. That's what it's putting you. Yeah, the game you played the other week. What was it called? The Sharky game?
Oh, Maneater. Maybe that was it. Maybe Maneater was influencing this. Maneater, by the way, far better than either one of those. But I'm not talking about Maneater this week.
Okay, there's a good one. There's a good one with the chap that's in all of the Marvel movies.
Stanley.
Deep Blue. Is it Deep Blue Sea? Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
And he gets chomped a bit. That's worthy-ish. Underwater lab. They're making big sharkies. And one of them, of course, what could possibly go wrong, and it goes wrong, and there's kids involved, and sci-fi, and chomping. So yes, Deep Blue Sea. If you want some sharks, yes.
This is good segue though, Robin, because now we're going to talk about the game I've actually been playing this past week, which was not Maneater. Actually, I was in the Insider group had a beta test for the game Grounded. So this is the new Obsidian side project game.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Yeah, pretty much. This is absolutely Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I didn't have a lot of hopes for this game, to be perfectly honest. I was kind of like, okay. And I'm kind of really turning around on this.
Cool.
It looks and plays really well. It is absolutely Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You have 4 different character skins you basically can play as. It is a single player or co-op experience. I was pleasantly happy to find out, because I don't like these kinds of games when they're first person. You can play this in third person. So you see that on screen right now. You can play it in third person, which made me very, very happy. It is all about you are in this garden area. You're trying to survive. Will get it makes it very easy to kind of go along the upgrade path. It tells you what you need to find to build stuff. So whereas a game like Minecraft, at least when it first came out, it didn't exactly give you all the recipes on what to build and how to build it.
Do you see how strong this girl is?
She's wicked strong.
Flip me.
But
So is this open world, Greg? Is the map
It is.
quite? Is it?
it is
Okay.
it is open world. If you have arachnophobia, this game might trigger that because spiders straight up come up out of the ground to try and kill you.
Oh.
They are bigger than you. I battled a bunch of red ants. So it is clever. It has a nice aesthetic to it. It plays super smooth. I'm really surprised at how much I liked this game.
Who develops this?
So-
Who is this
Obsidian.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about this. I was really looking forward to playing this towards when it was first advertised.
And
So
it's
it
on,
is-
it's on all platforms?
I don't know if it's coming to all platforms. I think this actually might be Xbox exclusive because this is a side project that came from Obsidian post being bought by Microsoft.
Okay.
Is this on Game Pass or is this a purchase?
So it will be on Game Pass. Right now, it is only in beta test through the Insider program, but I believe it's coming out. I want to say in August. It's not that far out. I already had a note to pre-download it and in the store, so it's coming around the corner. I don't think it's that far out, but this is it's a surprise to me. I was shocked at how much I enjoyed it. And again, so you kill ants. I was able to make ant armor for my character. All different kinds of different things you can do to not, I guess you could call it level up, but you're using the environment. So you can make yourself a little hut. You can,
That's
create
like Dora the Explorer run around.
yeah.
Where's
So-
the map? Where's the map? Where's the map? Where's
Yeah,
the map?
this is one of those games I'm now very much looking forward to coming out. It's also just very different, and I think that was the other big thing. We don't have any games like this out in the marketplace right now. So I'm
But
excited for
you
Grounded.
can imagine what was that other game? It's like this around the same sort of time where the guy was injected into the human body. He was shrunk down into a tiny little thing, and he what was it? Damn it, Inner Space.
Inner Space. Okay,
So
sorry.
you can imagine this here, and then like in the same theme, you could do an inner space as well inside the body and sort of thing. You could open up that whole new genre. Cause I think I'm going to start to develop that inner space one now. I'll get ahead of the game. Yeah, I'll do that.
I look forward to that, Robin.
Good.
Anyways, yeah, Grounded
in
looking
basic.
very promising, and it does support 4-player co-op, so you can kind of have these shared worlds together. So, yeah,
10.
who would have thought?
10.
Anyway,
Print inverted commas.
that is it for us on games, I believe.
Okay.
So
Okay.
let's
Cool.
shift over some news. We do have some news.
Here is the fucking news.
Excellent.
All right. So we have some news. Okay, so first off, good news for PlayStation 4 owners. The version of Cyberpunk 2077 will work on the PS5 at launch. There was some question about that when there were some tweets going back and forth this past week. I was part of that in terms of I was getting the message apparently wrong because it seemed like the PlayStation 4 version was not going to be compatible with the PlayStation 5. But turns out that is not the case. It will, in fact, play on the PlayStation 5 at launch. So that is good for anybody wanting to get a PlayStation 5 and also wanting to get Cyberpunk 2077 once it comes out. Maybe you don't have the PlayStation 5 yet. You can play it on your PS4, play it on the PS5 when that comes out. And they eventually will have the upgrade patch for the PlayStation 5 version, just like the Xbox One version, the Series X version.
So what if you buy the PS4 version on disc, but you buy a discless PS5?
Ooh. That is technically a problem. That will be a problem, I think, for any kind of disc-based game. So obviously, if you are on the PlayStation 4 now and you are looking to transition to the PlayStation 5 and thinking about going the discless route, but you currently buy discs, that does not look like that's going to transfer. So there's no plan.
On a happy note, I love all the memes that are going around at the moment for the PS5, the shape of the PS5. There's some of them are very, very funny. I especially like the Pope's hat version. I think it's quite fun. Yes, and every day's a taco day with PS5 and stuff like that there. So, yeah.
There have been some good memes. There have been some good memes that have come about. Absolutely.
Just so segue, at first I was really blown away. Wow, what original design. I think this thing is going to age very, very quickly. I actually think it's pretty fucking awful looking. So now that they've calmed down a bit, I think those the flap things are just going to catch dust like mad. I think they're going to be plasticky. Do you know what I mean? Like
I think the interesting thing is going to be how fast do we see a mid-gen refresh? PS5 Slim. I think they will not go more than 2 years before that comes out.
Amazing how it looks like the original PS3 as well. Remember the big fat PS3?
I remember we thought that
lay them down flat.
There was the original PS3 and there was the original Xbox One. Let's be fair. Both those boxes.
Yeah.
Huge,
pretty ugly.
Huge boxes.
And again, aesthetically, it doesn't really matter, I suppose, because it's what appears on the screen. Because the box really, we don't watch the box.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Because let's be honest, there's a strong possibility some people's entertainment centers are not going to be able to put this into them.
Yep.
I for one actually do, like right now. I struggle with if that really. We don't have full measurements yet, so we don't know how big this thing is. But all the videos I've seen, and there was a picture of the guys at the factory floor holding this. And granted, they were three gentlemen that. They look like they were smaller in stature. I was guessing probably 5'5", 5'6" in height. But that PlayStation 5 was freaking like half the size of the guy practically. So
yeah, no, I heard that for most houses in the UK, you're probably going to have your front window taken out to get it into the house. So it's a big fucking. It really is.
Are either of you going to invest in one of these, or is?
Yeah.
I'm going to get one.
It's a very curious move by Sony in terms of the design. I get what they're trying to go for. They want it to be something that has artistic value to where you could put it on display. But I am with you. I worry that it's not going to age terribly well.
Unfortunately,
on your entertainment side.
The new Xbox looks like it was designed in America. Somewhere deep in the south. Yep.
All right, let's shift gears and talk about something that I don't know if this is a positive thing or not a positive thing to talk about, but the EA State of Play, they had that, and I say the EA State of Play, I don't know what they call it now. I think it's just EA Play, but they had their event on Thursday. I'm just going to walk through the announcements because there were several announcements. I still question whether this even needed to be a thing. So they started off giving us news about Apex Legends and a new season coming and some of the kind of the new bells and whistles that they're putting into the game. I am so far off of the Apex Legends path now in my gameplay that I could care less. But I suppose for Apex Legends players, this might be exciting. It seemed like they were very vested in this new trophy system thing, where they were one of the gameplay modes had these trophies that they were carrying around. Again, okay. They then focused in on a lot of games being announced and coming to like the Switch and Steam. The Sims was one of them, Sims 4, I believe. So, okay. Again, I don't think we needed a big, official conference for this. They then actually, probably the highlight of the show, if you ask me, the highlight of the show was the indie game section. They had Joseph Fares announced It Takes Two. That was his game he announced. Zoink Games announced Lost in Random. And then finally the game that, again, I mean, it's great that it's an indie game, but Rocket Arena, it's a 3 versus 3 rocket game. This looked so just Overwatch wannabe. That's the best way I could describe it.
Okay.
I think everybody's chasing that tail in some of these games, and I just think you'd be better off not.
You missed the bus. You missed the bus.
Yeah. So those were out there.
Okay, but what about the one thing I have on the screen right now?
Oh, well, okay. So you want to skip ahead? We'll talk about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars Squadrons was announced. It actually leaked out just days prior to. They let the official trailer out.
Awesome.
It does look fantastic. It'll have a single-player mode that has both Rebel and Empire story arcs, so you'll be playing as kind of both throughout that single-player campaign. They had 2 modes that they talked about: Squadron, which is basically 5 versus 5 dogfighting, and then Fleet Battle, which again is 5 versus 5, but it reminded me more of Battlefield Rush, where you have kind of 3 stages to the gameplay. And so you're starting off, I think you're fighting up against a frigate, and then you go into like a destroyer class, and then there's a larger ship that you're battling up against in terms of the gameplay mode. So it looks exciting. They did confirm that the game will support HOTAS, so Mark is super happy. His Thrustmaster will get more use. So Mark gets to play with that HOTAS Thrustmaster.
I'm not going there.
I know. I was excited to hear that, personally. So there you go. I've got my own Thrustmaster to play with.
Yeah, you're sitting on it.
Yep. Then kind of taking a step back from Star Wars, because that really was the highlight game to see. EA Sports did a montage. It was FIFA and Madden. We saw very little, but we saw glimpses of gameplay. They're sports games. They redo them every year. Okay. Then they gave us this weird next-gen tech teaser, which they did this way back. I want to say it was back when the Fallen Order was first being talked about. They showed some tech. They didn't actually show anything in the game. And so they did that again. There was this weird montage. There was Dragon Age. There was Battlefield, Need for Speed, EA Motives project, but no actual announcements came from any of this. It was just like this montage of, hey, we're working on cool things, and that was it. And then they ended the press conference, and I'll call it a press conference because I don't know what else to call it, but they ended this event with the announcement of the game Skate. And they came on and they said, hey, because of fan feedback, we're making the game Skate. We're super excited. And they literally had nothing to show. Not even a logo or title screen, nothing.
Oh, wow. Really?
The guys were just on screen. They talked about the game, and then that was it. It was over. And I just kind of like, why did EA feel the need to make this press conference when there was really not? They could have handled all of these different announcements separately and given them each like a 15-minute like video documentary talking about the indie games, or talking about Star Wars, talking about FIFA or Madden. It would have been far better than for us to come into this with the expectations of actual big new games getting announced, and really being left with, okay, Star Wars is coming, but if you're not into flight sims, this game is not for you. So what else was, you just were kind of left scratching your head. So, yeah, that was the EA event.
That was like a skate fail.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, it's like some people are going to get this this coronavirus, press conference type thing right, and some are going to get it wrong, and these guys have kind of got that wrong, because the quality of that Star Wars stuff was fabulous. So
yeah, it does look.
Can you imagine, like, we're sitting down in the conference room, we're going, well, what are you going to show at this press conference? Well, we've got this little tiny thing here. We're going to say the word skate, and everybody going to go wild. But we've got the Star Wars thing. Yeah, overachievers. Yeah.
It was so weird they chose to end it with that. Because, I mean, literally you had the two developers, like the head guys, coming on and saying, you know, oh, we're excited. We're announcing Skate. And you're thinking, okay, now they're going to show me something from the new Skate. And just nothing. I mean, literally nothing. So I don't know what to be excited about this. I mean, the previous Skate game, a lot of people love Skate. So I think that there is definitely a cult group that likes Skate. They like the early Tony Hawk games. But the problem that Skate had and that Tony Hawk had also is that they cannibalized one another because they didn't have super big audiences. So I fear we're going to see the same thing happening again if we're not careful. I don't know, Pete, anything from this that got you excited?
No, absolutely not. No, I've subscribed to the EA Access, and I only used it for Battlefield, and I've not gone back. I'm just not a big fan of EA games. They just don't. They don't grip me at all, and I don't understand. Do you know what? There's one thing I'd really like to get to grips with, and that's American football rules. I will do it one day. Who knows? And then I'll go. I might just play a Madden game. I hate football, so I'm not going to play FIFA. It's just, I don't know.
Pete, you have to pick a team first. Before you're allowed to play Madden, you have to pick a team.
Yeah.
I'm Arizona Cardinals, man. You know.
Now, Pete, I will make you this promise. Unlike what Mark did when it came to snooker, Mark just wanted me to play snooker without knowing the rules so he could kick my ass.
No.
I will properly walk you through American football rules.
Okay.
So you have that promise from me.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It looks confusing, but it's not too bad.
You will have to pick a team beforehand, though.
You have to. You have to look at the teams, pick a team.
Your mileage may vary upon which team you pick.
I mean, I'd really like to understand it. I mean, I studied physical education at school, and people might think, oh yeah, it's just you go out there and you just play sports, but no, there's a whole lot about biology, anatomy that you have to really study, and as well as rules about the actual games and the strategies behind it all. And it's just one thing I've always wanted to really get to grips with, but just never got around to it. But yeah, I'll take you up on that.
Yeah, I will teach you the ways, as Mark affectionately says, armored wank ball. All right. The last piece of news, and again, this is good news. I would guess it's good news depending upon which side of this you sit. But it is confirmed Spider-Man Miles Morales is about half as long as the original game. So they said that basically it's going to be similar in scope to Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. And that was, of course, the spin-off from the Nathan Drake series. So Miles Morales, about half as long. The original Spider-Man game was roughly 24 hours. So figure 10 to 12 hours for the Miles Morales Spider-Man spin-off.
Well, that's pretty good if it's not too big.
And it's standalone, PlayStation 5 exclusive. They're not putting it on PS4. And again, I think this is Sony just kind of forcing the issue of they want titles there to force the upgrade, if you will. If you want to play Spider-Man Miles Morales, you're going to have a PlayStation 5. But there it is. There you go. That is the news. That's all we got.
Sorry, really? You have to? So it will not PS4 at all?
It is not going to be backwards compatible unless they make a future announcement. Right now, it is not going to be on PlayStation 4 at all.
Robbery. It's just robbery. Oh God! This is why I'll never convert to Sony completely. I just don't agree with you.
It's lovely. What?
Lovely. I said robbery.
Robbery. I knew there was some China in you, boy.
Oh my goodness!
It's in the surname.
Well, Pete, you know what time it is, Pete?
It's
Chico time.
Yep.
Okay, so the new releases then between June 21st and June 28th. Duke Nukem 3D is the 20th anniversary edition World Tour, if that means anything to anyone, and that's on the Switch. Pokemon Cafe Mix, and that's available on the Switch, iOS, Android. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, and that's on PlayStation 4 and Switch. Tower of Time, that's on PlayStation 4, June 23rd. Ninjala, and that's on Switch, June 24th. Blair Witch, that's on the Switch, on available June 25th. Crying Sons, available on the Android and OS on June 25th. Phantom, which is Covert Ops, and that's on the Rift and Quest. I've not heard of that. Oh, yeah. Oh, I might check that out. That's available June 25th. The Almost Gone, that's on Switch, PC, iOS, Android on June 25th. Tower of Time, that's on the Switch, June 25th. Fairy Tale on PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC, June 26th. Seven Doors, PC, June 26th. Tower of Time, bad luck. Spawn, June 26th. And Yes, Your Grace, that's on Xbox One and Switch, June 26th. So that's
okay.
Again, it's a busy week.
It is a busy week. It's interesting. Phantom Covert Ops, outside of Half-Life Alyx, I think this is like the only other VR game I've heard about in a long while. And maybe I'm missing some. The chat obviously can let me know if I'm totally wrong. But I have not been hearing a lot of VR games being made or coming out, I should say.
Well, it's all porn these days. So.
Yeah, there's that.
Okay, well, let's stick on a little trailer for Phantom Covert Ops, because I don't know much about it either. So, yeah, okay. There's a grumpy looking man. There's General Zurkov, and there's shooting, and it's VR, and it's you shoot things, and okay. Yeah, VR needs to come a long way graphically. It really does, because it still feels like it's in the early 80s or 90s. Sorry.
Well, Half-Life Alyx, it I think set another bar level. It looked great, plays great. From everybody that said anything, it is one that actually is shining. Yeah, Teflon 12 makes a good point. What about Stadia games? Well, we had. Didn't we have? Well, last week we had a Stadia game that got announced. I'm pretty sure last week.
Yeah.
I think it's after the biggest subscriber pulled out. Was it last week or the week before, Robin?
Yeah, unfortunately, the email came through today that I resubscribed again. Yeah.
Oh, Robin.
Yeah,
Robin.
Oh, yeah, I know. What do you do? You know.
There might do on the list next week then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
You know what you do, Robin? You move forward talking about victories achieved.
Yeah,
that's what you do.
I think so. Can we? There's a great game on the screen right now. I'll just move it away from.
Cleanse your palate. Cleanse your soul.
Okay, victory achieved is a fantastic thing. It's it's wonderful. And what it is, it's just when you finish a game, we give you money or give you a chance to make money. We do a random draw every 3 months, and all you do is finish games. You take a photograph of yourself with the credits rolling up in the back, and all those people that helped make your game, and you paid money for it, in some shape or form, you might as well get your value. And all you do is take that photograph and send it off to @OC_podcast with a hashtag victory achieved. It's wonderful. And we'll put you in the draw, and you'll get entered to win $20 or £15 for whatever platform you're on. And the people that finished games this week: Hardly Dan, the first man to finish Beyond Blue; John Mouse finished Postal, you weird little man; Scott Stubby, he finished Fractured Minds; Caliburn M finished Deponia; and Mark Alex also finished Fractured Minds. Fractured Minds is a very strange little game.
It is, yeah.
You know what, Pete? It was you. This is your fault. Everybody's playing Fractured Minds right now.
With 1,000 points, though.
I know, but there was that one achievement that you have to go back for. Like, you have to stand at a zebra crossing for like 10 minutes to wait for this big groove from Despicable Me to appear before it pops. There's no.
Did you have to Google? You didn't get that straight away, then?
No, I didn't. Yeah, I had to look for help. But I mean, if you're walking around there for 10 minutes, well, what were you doing? So you know what? It's interesting. It was an interesting piece.
Yeah, and well, just mentioning that, I've got 3 more people to play, and I think the developer really deserved that. I think she did a good job. So,
well done, developer. Anyway, so well done, everyone. You've completed those games, and now we have some fella saying that his feet smell worse than Robin's crack. Yes.
You all have a victory's achieved. Victory's achieved. You have one. A victory's achieved.
Well, sorry, I'm. It's on the screen. I have to read it out. Sorry. You know, I'm like Robin Burgundy.
You're like Robin Burgundy, yes. Hey, quick.
Yeah.
Let's give some love to our chat.
Oh,
we've had a bunch of users in the chat. We want to give them a shout out.
I don't believe in the users.
Losers and users. We had another TV viewer, a 10, Commander Root, Hardly Dan, Martin. We had Mirage, Leonardo 84. This is gonna be a challenging one. Rythskus? Maybe? I don't know. Rythskus? Sure. That's just
Rothskus.
Yeah, that person. Thanks for being part of the chat. Scott Stubby was in there. Teflon 12 was in there. Vroda was in there. We also had Gamer Girl making a surprise, cheeky little appearance, and then she ducked out quickly because she couldn't be caught actually while the show was going. Anyway, all of you, thank you so much for taking part in the show.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
we do.
It was good.
Yeah. And we love you so much. We're going to make you listen to a much lovelier voice than mine right about now.
Hello, my fellow podcast family.
Told you.
You like us. We like you. See where I'm going with this? Follow us on Twitter at OC_podcast. Check us out on Facebook, fb.ocpod.com, or email us, podcast@ocpod.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Ma Wang.
Sometimes you just don't know what to say.
Yeah, yes.
But I know what to say.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you to 2 of you. Thank you to the listeners.
That was pleasant.
It's been a fun show.
Pleasant.
It's settled in nicely.
It was pleasant.
It's settled.
Yeah.
You know, it started off a little crazy.
Yeah.
Came back down into a nice, just like a comfortable pair of slippers.
You guys are wearing tank tops.
Yes, we are.
I feel it.
It's hot out here. I don't know what Pete's excuse is, but it's hot out here.
Yeah, it's hot in this loft as well.
It's hot in here. I feel like taking off.
Getting hot.
Yeah,
No,
I might just do that.
No, Robin, give your shout outs though. That's what you should do.
Yeah,
Let's hear some shout outs.
Yes, okay. I want to shout out the Conservative Twins. Look at those guys on YouTube. They're very good. They're very, very interesting and very humorous. People were asking me, I mentioned about me buying some stocks and shares, a few little things. I use an app called Trading 212. And I buy some stocks and shares. And very interesting times. A lot of undervalued shares. So if you want to invest a little bit of money, of course you can lose money as well as make it. But yeah, Trading 212 is the app that I use. I want to shout out a few people on Twitter. Adam Brown, Nostalgia64, RC, Webby, Mark. Yes, we will have you on the show sooner rather than later, I think. Just because I really enjoyed that Twitter response that you asked this week. You dug a hole and I had to fill it. And Keira Knightley. I bumped into Keira Knightley last week, and she's a lovely girl and is doing very, very well for herself. She's been in a few little small movies and stuff. So yeah, she's a lovely girl, and I really have a lot of time for Keira. So Keira Knightley, thanks, love. And Pete.
Talking about the name Keira, that's my only shout out this week.
Oh, you didn't meet Keira Knightley as well?
No, not Keira Knightley, but someone with the same name.
Oh.
Now, we were talking about parenting earlier, and I hate to call her my stepdaughter. I like to call her my daughter.
Well, you call her what you want. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do. I call her my daughter, Kira, and it's when you look at parenting, some people think, well, you think of your own, but you can make a difference to other people's lives, regardless of how much time you've spent with them. And I think it's a bit deep, this one, but I'm gonna shout out Kira. She's got an heart of gold. She's an ace little girl, and she's just aspiring to be this real intelligent woman who's just gonna really thrive with whatever she does in life. And she sent me she gave me a Father's Day card, which I was completely flattered about.
Lovely, very nice.
She's done that, and she also gave me a bottle of vodka, which, if you've never tried this before, it's called Gallery, and it's been distilled 5 times. It's marshmallow flavour. It's so smooth. If you've never tried this before, you need to try it because it's amazing. And she had some before. It was for a
what's it called
again?
again? Marshmallow. What's it called again?
Marshmallow.
No.
Marshmallow surprise.
What's it called?
Gallery.
Gallery vodka.
It's a
okay.
vodka.
I'm almost out of my rum, so Gallery vodka, marshmallow. And do you drink it by itself, or what do you do?
Just served with ice, just on its own. And it's really smooth. It's so cool, this drink. And she brought me a bottle of that. But Kira's obviously Shell's. She's not my biological daughter, but I've been with her for the time I've been with Shell, and we've made this amazing friendship and relationship between us. And she gave me that card today, and it really flattered me, and I'm going to shout out to her tonight. She's cool. So thank you.
Different flavors. Okay, marshmallow. All right, ordered, done. Ding ding ding. Very good.
Sorry, Greg. Close it.
Sorry, there's one thing I want to say. Sorry, and I really forgot. Forgive me, please. Yeah, Phil Olsen. Yes. Phil's had a really, really shitty fucking week, and that's the politest way that I can friggin' put this right now. Pretty much everything that could go wrong has went wrong for Phil this week. The hair transplant failed. The penis extension fell off. The Veet.
Did you stop playing?
He kept the Veet on his balls for over 6 minutes, and that's really burning him. Yeah, he's had a really, really tough week, seriously. But and man, feel for you. I don't understand some of the stuff that you're going through. I don't get it. I can't relate because I've never been there, and I've been through a lot of shit. So we're here for you. We love you, and we hope that life gets better very, very quickly for you, sir. So that's all I have to say.
Yes. Yeah. What Robin also wanted to say, Phil, is stop crying. Okay, we get it. Just kidding. We love you, Phil. Look, Pete, I thought you were on the verge of tears there. That was a very moving moment with your daughter, Kira. Thank you for sharing that. You should share the vodka with your friends. That's just the way you politely do these things. So teasing us with it on screen is not very nice. Just saying.
I just ordered some.
Legitimately, happy Father's Day to both of you. Happy Father's Day to Mark and Phil. Happy non-Father's Day to Kim.
She has a right to be a father.
Not really. I want to say thank you to our listeners. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers that are in the chat and those that are not in the chat. Those that are just listening casually, maybe as you're banging the babysitter. I don't know. Happy Father's Day. Have fun. Have a great time. You deserve a pat on the back. Love you all.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
see you same time next week.
Banging the babysitter?